Have you ever considered trying to double your range on your e-bike? So you basically bring along a second battery with you, which is what most people do, and you either put it in your bag or you put it in a backpack and that's it. But actually there's a better way to do it. You can actually run two different size battery capacities together on an e-bike, especially if it's an e-bike conversion kit. Now, it can be done on other e-bikes as well, but it's best done on a electric e-bike where you can basically get access to the XT60 plugs. So I'm going to walk you through how I've managed to do it on here. It's actually quite simple. This down here, this one is a 20 amp hour, and this one on the back over here, this one is 16 amp hour. So they're actually different size capacities, but they're actually working together in parallel, which basically brings the amperage down because both batteries share the load. Now, you will need to make sure that there's the same voltage. That's incredibly important. These are two 48 volt packs, and they work very well with this system from Varstrom. I can recommend this kit. I've actually done a video already on this kit. This is kind of like a second follow-up video, and I might make a third long-term review later on down the line. But I'm really impressed with what you get for the money. For the money, you really can't get better. It's quite impressive, actually. It's pretty decent quality. I've actually tested out the battery capacities on a couple of different rides, and they seem to be pretty accurate, which is pretty amazing. By the way, this is a mountain bike from Decathlon, very standard model. You can get them secondhand for a really good price, and they're a very solid frame to put an e-bike conversion kit on. The wheel, the motor, by the way, is also from Varstrom, and the maximum amperage I've ever seen on my conversion kit, because I have a little device that can measure it, is 22 amps, in case anybody's interested. But usually it's well under that. I have to put it on level 5 or the maximum level to get that high amperage, and most of the time I don't reach that. It's only when I'm on a steep hill with lots of weight on the bike. I might be doing my local shopping or something like that. That's what it's mainly primarily used for. It's a workhorse. It's a practical tool to use in your daily life. I do recommend putting hydraulic brakes on. Absolutely important, highly recommended before you play around with a higher performing motor and a higher performing battery. So yeah, I can definitely recommend, have a look at the links down below if you're interested in those specific batteries. But if you have a different brand, this trick still applies. So let's get a close-up look on what's going on inside of this bag here, which will give you a better sense on how you're able to do this, basically, because there are some things you want to consider before you just connect any old battery together. Let's get a close-up look on what's going on. Let's walk it through. So I've essentially got this 16 amp hour here on the back. I was kind of forced to put it on the rack. This was the best location that I could come up with. I was originally planning to put it below this one. So this is the 20 amp hour over here. They're using LG cells, I believe, inside of this one. And the other one's using standard Chinese cells. Down here, I've also got a torque arm I've just recently installed. It is recommended for this type of motor, actually, to have a torque arm. I discovered I've actually got the more powerful motor. Now, my cable, which came with this one, you can probably see it coming down here. It's coming from the battery here, and then it comes and arrives there. And it starts to slowly come down here, and it goes into this bag. The bag is not the best choice. It's just I wanted everything to be waterproof. It's better to have something protecting the electronics than nothing. Now, I went and opted for this amalgamation tape. I think I'm saying that correctly. It's a special kind of tape that basically bonds to whatever it's sticking itself to. It's not actually sticky, by the way. You have to stretch it, and then it stretches to itself. And as you tighten it round, it makes a pretty, waterproof seal around the connection. I've got an XT60 plug inside there. And what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to open this up and reveal what's hiding inside. Okay. But this is where all the electronics are. I've got the little battery dual balancer inside there, 20 amp charge controller. I assume it is because it goes up to 22 amps. Might be 18, but it has peaks up to 20 anyway. And then yeah, you basically connect up one battery to the unit and another battery to the unit. So this is the little unit here. The ChamRider double battery pack balancer discharger. The range voltage is anywhere between 20 to 80 volts, so it's well within the range of this 48 volt system, and it can handle up to 30 amps. That's what it claims. I just tried to put it in this little bag to keep everything waterproof. Sometimes I'm opening it up like that much, and then that allows some air to get in. That's it. That's how you run a dual battery system. I can now have I can get probably about 150 kilometers of range on level 3. Like if I put it on level 2, the range is even higher. It's honestly quite funny when I'm looking at the battery level indicator because it's always full. Like it very rarely dips down. You get less voltage sag when you run 2 batteries in parallel, and they use less amperage because both batteries are helping each other. So you'll get a longer battery life. And you can put 2 different capacities together. Just keep in mind they need to be the same voltage. That's really important. Yeah, this is Future Joe here. Before I tell you to basically subscribe and like and all that fun stuff for the outro, I just wanted to mention a final little tidbit for whenever you're wanting to connect or disconnect the batteries. And in terms of charging, I've been able to just charge both of them at the same time, but you can experiment. I'm still experimenting with trying to charge them individually and both at the same time, and they seem to be fine. Like the battery balancer seems to handle both of the batteries being charged. But if you want, you can also just charge them individually. I've been charging them together and it's been fine so far, but I'll let you know in the comments if anything changes on that. And whenever you want to basically disconnect the system, basically always make sure that you've turned off the battery. So this one has so I've got to hold it down and it'll turn green. So now it's turned on. Okay. Now that means technically there's a small chance that if you're trying to disconnect it from the actual XT60 plug inside, you could possibly get a small spark on the red line. So what you want to do every time before you try to disconnect or anything like that to be safe, always make sure that the battery has no charge going through it. Make sure they're turned off. Yeah. And now the battery is off. So this one is off. This one has a couple of weird quirks about it. I will say it's definitely an older generation, I think. The other one has a newer, slightly better design to turn off the battery. I'll show you the switch on that one. And the battery's now on. Or I can turn it off. Just like that. So always make sure to do that on a safety note before you're trying to disconnect them or do any servicing. Just wanted to mention that. Like, subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the video.